Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Genuine APBT. I'm showing Zephyr right now. I don't know how much more patient he's going to be because I put up his spring pole so he could do a little bit of work right now. It's kind of warm, but it's not warm enough to where he's going to overheat or anything like that. Just wanted to show him a little bit as he's patiently waiting for me to put his spring pole down. On this episode, I just want to watch him work out a little bit and then touch on a raw feeding topic that came up from some other YouTubers a little bit ago, or a couple days ago, I mean. So let me bring down his spring pole and see if we can't get him to work out a little bit. By the way, he doesn't really dig the spring pole. He likes it, but he doesn't like it enough to where he's, gets up on this thing. That thing's hanging about, I don't know, 4.5 feet, 5 feet off the ground, and I try not to get him to get up too high. I don't like that. Anyways, the episode will be quick. I didn't plan for it too much, and it's just about raw feeding. I heard a topic come up with several YouTubers where the question was asked if raw feeding, or the topic was brought up about raw feeding being more expensive than feeding kibble. That's not necessarily true. If you do the math and you compare apples to apples, and you're just a little mindful about how you shop for the raw food, you will find out that it's way cheaper to feed raw. And something you have to factor in at all costs is that it is way more beneficial to feed them raw. So the first part of the video is just to go over just real simple. I live in Southern California, and for the most part, a good price here in Southern California for leg quarters is 79 cents, but let's call it 80 cents. Let's call it 80 cents, okay? And let's compare that to 30 pounds, okay? At 80 cents, if it was 10 pounds, it would be $8, right? But if it was 30 pounds, it would be $24, okay? So that's $24 for 30 pounds of just straight leg quarters. And let's add another $10 to that for some organ meats and maybe a little bit of beef liver and I don't know, maybe a little bit of coconut oil. And if you're going to get coconut oil, get some unrefined coconut oil. But let's just say it was chicken quarters and some gizzards. I forgot to say that, but gizzards and either chicken liver or a little bit of beef liver. But let's say it's another $10 of that, okay, to complement the 30 pounds of chicken quarters. Well, you're talking about $34. If you go out and compare that $34 cost, let's call it $35 even. If you go out and compare that $35 cost to a premium, not a cheap kibble, but a premium kibble, which I suspect you should be feeding your dogs anyways if you're serious about the American Pitbull Terrier, okay? It's uncomparable. 30 pounds of premium dog feed in kibble is going to be anywhere from $48 up to $60, depending on the brand, okay? That, it's by itself, apples to apples, on a basic raw feed. This is enough for a quality basic raw feed on for your pit bull. You can't compare it. So just apples to apples, if you go to Walmart, especially in another state, you're going to be able to save money actually. Zephyr, come on, get it. Get it. Yeah. See, he doesn't really dig this too much. He's not too big on the spring pole. He loves the flirt pole a lot better, and I think things that are moving where he can grab them and it looks more like a prey, he does way better. He kind of just chills on this and uses it sometimes as a chew toy, but I don't care. You got to learn to compromise and learn how to work the apparatus according to what your dog likes. Let's go, get on it. And so anyways, if you compare it apples to apples, just pounds, 30 pounds, there's no way that raw feeding is going to be more than kibble. Now, one of the things that you do need to consider, and this is where I absolutely agree with people that have a lot of dogs, is it's going to take a little more time as far as convenience Knock it off. Let's go. Let's go. There you go. Good boy. It's going to take more time and a little more planning in order for you to feed raw, because you do have to separate some stuff so it doesn't go bad, and you do have to freeze and, you know, things like that, and maybe spend a little more time at each individual plate for each individual dog. And so you're gonna have to consider that. I do understand that. Now the video, I just want to absolutely be clear on something, okay? If you're feeding kibble and it's a good quality kibble, nobody should be able to tell you how to feed your dog. So you have every right to feed your dog what you want. This is simply suggestions in the pit bull community from one person to another, and that's it. And do with it what you want. But in no way do I mean to disrespect anybody or assume that, hey, you know, my way is the way that everyone should be feeding their dog. Stop that. Come on, get on that. Please, I have to keep him active on this. Again, he doesn't dig it. My way is not in any way, you know, being disrespectful to anybody and assuming that, hey, it has to be done this way, or if you're not feeding raw, you're doing something wrong. Look, it's your dog. If you bought him and you keep him and you love him, and you're the one that works your dog out, and you're the one that picks up after him, and you're the one that spends money on him, you raise him the way you want, as long as it's legal and responsible and it's not abusive in any way. You do what you want. It's your dog, and I respect that. This is simply just to share experience and share things, and maybe they're helpful. You know, I'm open to understand things and hear things from other dogmen also, man. I'm learning every day, and I've had dogs since 1978. So the minute you think you have this thing dominated and you have no more room for learning, that's when you're done. That's when you've proven that you're actually not who you think you are. So anyways, guys, that's really what it was about. It was just about touching on dog raw feeding just a little bit, and touching on how if you compare it apples to apples and you do some good research and be mindful of the price, you can actually feed your dog a lot better and for a lot better price. Now, one more topic that I wanted to touch really quick, because it's related to raw feeding. I heard somebody say that maybe raw feeding could be more dangerous to some dogs. In general, I would find it very, very hard. Get up there. Come on. Oh, water break, huh? It is kind of hot. So, okay. Anyways, I would find it very, very, come on, let's go. Come on, Cypher. Get on that. I would find it very, very hard to prove that. Only because dogs' stomachs are full of acid. Get it, boy. Good boy. Full of acid, and they are able to digest things that would blow your mind. That's why they're able to eat bone, and it would digest the next day, and you can see that in how the feces looks. If it's really, really white, that means you've got a little bit too much bone going on there. But you need to be careful who's telling you this and where the source is that's telling you that these dogs, could get sick from raw feeding. The FDA usually checks that it's human grade food. I think it's more dangerous and more probable that a recall can affect your dog with kibble than raw feeding. A lot of the veterinarians will tell you not to raw feed your dog. I know that Zephyr's veterinarian is against raw feeding. Well, it's easy to figure out why. In her office, I think it's Science Diet or Eukanuba or something like that actually works with my vet. So there you go. You know, there's the reasoning behind it and the conflict of interest. But I was very clear on letting her know that, hey, this is what we do, and she's really cool. She understands that, and she understands that, that's get up there. Come on. Yeah, okay. It's about 80 degrees, 85 degrees, so that's cool. I'll let him drink a little bit of water. Come on, Papa. Hey, get on that. Come on. And so, come on. Get up there. Good boy. And so, yeah, I would find it very hard to believe that your dog's going to get sick from raw feeding. Anyways, guys, short video. I thought it was going to be a lot shorter, but hopefully these things, it's just something else that we can help each other with. All right, so know them, love them, and raise them responsibly.